beat of the nation.
And the Oscars. Oh, this is gonna be long, so we're just gonna break down what happened. So, because the people have been complaining that the Oscars are hashtag only white, Jada Pinkett-Smith called for a boycott. But people have it's caused a division because there are people like Janet Hubert, former the first Aunt Vivian in the darker skinned Aunt Vivian in
the nice idol
in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She was like, no, Jada is just saying this, calling for this boycott because of her husband, which I agree.
True.
I agree.
True.
If Will had been nominated for his role in Caucasian, which was also terrible, I must say. No, that African accent. I don't even know why Americans think that the only African accent is the Nigerian accent.
True. That's the only one they're exposed to in a more larger range.
No, we have different accents.
But a lot of Nigerians are in America more than any other African, so it makes sense.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah.
But anyway,
besides
that, so yes, Janet had a point. There are bigger issues than the Oscars. And why are you clapping back at the same system that you are part of, which is true? The Smiths have money, they've got millions, they've got their own the production company, but are they doing black movies that don't involve them and their children? That have black people in them? No. So it's a very big question. And then someone else who, when it was against Jada's boycott issue, was Alexis Arquette, who happens to be the transgender brother, now sister, to actors David and Patricia Arquette, who called Jada a lesbian, and Will was gay, and that's the reason why his first marriage ended. Although Will's first wife actually clapped back and like, no, I didn't divorce Will because he was sleeping or cheating with another man. I know that Will Smith is a straight man, and why we divorced was because we were young. And that's all. And I don't want that because now you've by attacking my child's father, you've attacked my own child. So she was not too happy about it. Like, get your facts straight. So, but I don't even know why their homosexuality had to do with this whole thing. But anyway, their sexuality.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Anyway, that's done. And then everybody else, from Russell Simmons to Marlon Wayans to George Clooney to Whoopi Goldberg, had everything to say. Russell Simmons says that there is an inequality. Marlon Wayans says, you know what, we need to work. This means that we need to work better and work more, which I agree with. Whoopi Goldberg was like, why would you guys want him to boycott you? And why is it people only talk about this issue once a year? Should be talking about it all year long. And then there was a video by Isaac Hayes III, which he said that all these rich people, they only want to complain about certain awards being racist towards black people, but yet they are part of the same system. And whenever they make their money, it's like they are now white. They don't bring back the stuff into the black community. So it's like everybody from Oprah to Tyler Perry to the Smiths to Jay-Z, they should all bring back the monies and the skills and everything back to the black community. And the truth is, if you're only... Last year, how many black movies were released as compared to movies that had white people?
Not a lot.
Yeah,
not a lot.
So
Kevin Hart is doing most of it.
So it's a numbers game. So if you have more black movies, as in black, not movies that feature black people, black movies out there as compared to white movies, then yes, you have a bigger chance for nominations.
And the other thing is, like, the problem with black movies is because of the actual race issue and whatnot. A lot of people tend to, they're scared from it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, they'll be like, but if I go and watch this, if white people will be like, if I watch this movie, then it might seem like I'm trying too hard. Or if I don't watch this movie, then I might seem like I'm hating them. Like, now it gets complicated. And black people always complain. That is one thing we're good at, complaining. We are masters of complaining. Like, that's the one thing that we know we're good at. Here's the thing. We've got so many 100 millionaires in America, black people. Why don't they just create their own Oscars? Call them like the Burundis or something.
But you do know that there is already the NAACP Image Awards.
But it's not that big.
But it's okay. It's okay. Okay, let's move on to what Stacey Dash said.
Okay.
It's either you choose segregation or you're inclusive. Where she was saying that if you say you want to be included, that means you don't have your own stuff, your BET awards, the NAACP awards. You work towards being part of the mainstream, right? Or you choose the segregation and don't complain about the mainstream and don't try to be part of the mainstream. There, I agreed with her. What I didn't agree with her was the whole, we should not have black channels. We should not have channels where they show black shows. We should not have Black History Month. I was like, this child.
White people have all of those things. The difference is they don't put the name, the word white in it. So it seems like it's a normal channel. But most of the channel, 80% of the channels you watch are white channels.
Yeah. So and everybody's been calling Stacey Dash a coon.
She is. She's a cracker. She's like a coconut right there.
No, but you know what? I'm like, what is wrong with this child? Has she been going through her history, or she doesn't have enough relatives being shorted or being arrested so that it really drills down into her head, you know?
She hasn't been in the struggle.
Yeah, so Black History Month, we always support it, not just for the Americans, but for all African people, because the African American story is the story of any black person around the world. We've been robbed of identities and who we are. I think it's worse for them as compared to us in Africa, but we've faced a lot through the whole slavery and racism throughout the years, and we still suffer to this day. So it's something that is very important. So I'm not pro Stacey Dash. And then again, BET clapped back and they posted a picture of her being on the game. And we're not talking about the rapper.
Yeah, the series.
And yeah, so it's a long controversial issue, but at the end of the day, I think I agree with everybody else. If you want to deal with issues of race, it should not surround just around the issue of awards, of winning accolades. It should be about generally everything: education, healthcare, the family system, of black people. And if to some extent, I also feel that I think maybe black people should stop fighting to be part of.
It should be their own thing.
Yes.
Like, you don't hear Mexicans complain. You don't hear any other race barely complains. Like, Chinese people don't complain. Chinese people actually took the other route. They were like, you know what, this is what we're going to do. In China, we don't need Google. We have our own. We're going to use our own internet. We're going to have our own everything. They've got their own type of face. Like, everything is totally different for China than it is in the rest of the world. And they made it just for them. So when you come into China, you're going to have to consume their customs and you're going to have to use their customs, whether you like it or not.
Just like in North Korea.
You know what I mean? So do the same. Black people have your own thing. Make your own black internet then, if it has to be that bad. But do that. Don't complain.
So do you think we should choose segregation or inclusion?
Segregation. We don't need white people. I don't mean to sound racist, but we don't need white people. We can do things on our own. I mean, we own the biggest land. The most valuable land in the world is owned by black people. Africa. That's where everything is. You know what I mean? That's where everyone wants to be. That's where the highest growth rate in industries is right now. Everywhere else is too grown to be developing. Africa, you can still develop.
Yeah, that's true.
So Africa is the place to be. Black people, come back to your countries. Please. We're waiting for you.
No, as for the Oscars, I think people shouldn't boycott, but this is a lesson to all of us that we need to really look at. The Oscars are about mainly Americans, but I think after Lupita winning, it's given hope for even us Africans to be part of that. So I think it's more of, let's work harder and create content that is worthy, content that if we create enough movies and we have excellent stellar performances and they still don't nominate black people, then we can complain. But we need to talk about this all year round, and it's not just about the awards, it's not about the Oscars, it's not about the Grammys, it's not about MTV Base, but it's about everything that concerns humanity. And because people of color also means you're Hispanics, you're Chinese, because they are not considered white or Caucasian. True. So we need to be considerate of everyone else outside ourselves. in this thing. But yes, I understand the black struggle. It's not the same as the Asian struggle. It's not the same as our.
It's the biggest kind of struggle.
The one.
The worst.
Black
kind of
people
struggle.
are still hurt.
No, we're still in the struggle.
Yeah.
Other people are out of it. We're still in it.
So yeah.
The beat of the nation.
And we